Jamra during a particular time, and therefore people still die. Because
they've actually managed that quite well.
they started to manage it because they are starting to take the maqasid. I did Hajj 5 years ago on the expense of the Ministry of Hajj. They invited in Arabia. They invited us for Hajj on a seminar on maqasid, in fact, which is very interesting. And I gave a paper, it's on my website, on the application of maqasid from Fiqh al-Hajj. Why? Because they found it necessary for policy to widen Safa al Marwa and to widen the time of Al-Jamara and to start to do some of these things. At that time, the ulama in the official, at that time they used to have a voice. So at that time they refused. They refused even the widening of Safa al Marwa. They don't want anything to change. And they refused all of it. So they wrote a bunch of maqasid scholars like us to relax the constraints for them with fiqh at that time. So my point is that fiqh sometimes causes these problems because the fuqaha are not aware of the reality. People cannot buy in Hajj because of fatwa. And animals cannot be slaughtered like that because of fatwa. That's not acceptable. Did the Prophet ﷺ say, As-Safa wal Marwa are the 30 meters that you have under the bridge of the... He never said that. Allah said, Inna As-Safa wal Marwa min sha'airillah. And even at that time, Shaykh Salman Allah yafukasu. At that time, one of the great scholars, they threw in prison now because they are no longer interested in Islam. He wrote a paper on the 100,000 that made Hajj with the Prophet. That is, everybody agreed with that. Those 100,000 cannot fit in the 30 meters of the Safa al Marwa. They cannot fit there. They have to be in the wadi, in the valley. And that was his argument, that you cannot fit 100,000 people there. Okay, we're going to make several floors, but it's also not going to fit 100,000. And therefore, they started to relax the fatawa a little bit. They need to do more so that the slaughtering of the sheep is not like what we see in videos. It's not Islamic.
The conference many years ago, 50 years ago, about potentially expanding the region of Mina.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the reasons.
Yeah. I understand. You see sometimes scholarship, and we're going to study this next lecture. It's going to be about history. Scholarship sometimes goes rigid when the authorities try to play a game with Islam. So scholarships, the action, when the authorities are corrupt, the Islamic scholarships, the action is to be rigid and to say, and that happened in the Muslim countries, majority and minority, under colonization. Under the colonial authorities, scholarship was very strict. Because if you change anything, the colonialists are going to change the whole Islam. It's going to be a different religion altogether. So they hold on to their fatwa. And sometimes this is the reaction, but that reaction has to be balanced. You can't, I mean, the truth has to precede. Because you have some corrupt colonial powers trying to manage your country. You really can't be rigid about Islam and the best interest of Muslims because you don't want to change anything. Something that makes all the sense in family law or something. Okay, no, they're not going to change anything because they know if they open family law, it will include so much wrong. And they might have a point, but no, there has to be a balance here. Wow. Yeah, please, sister, sorry.
When we talk about the environment in Islam, Professor mentioned we consider the plants and animals, what about non-living things, like the soil, for example?
Yeah.
Would that also be something that in Islam that we need to preserve or protect? Or
yeah. Well, yeah, we need to preserve and protect the soil, not just for us, but it's for the sake of earth, for the sake of, because...
Well, I suppose it would include, for example, water, we shouldn't waste water.
Yeah. Water is the basis of every living thing.
Yeah.
It's an even problem method as well. Farming
Yeah,
methods.
yes.
farming methods, etc. In Islam, everything is alive. You see, the Quran, everything is alive. And the rocks split from the fear of Allah, and the mountain hears, and Allah asked the heavens and the earth to come and to carry the amana. In Islam, science is different, because in Islam, matter has consciousness. And we have not had enough Muslim scientists recently to build on that. But in Islam, and that would solve some of the dilemmas in the frontiers of science. What Einstein called the spooky behavior of nature, that, it seems that the subatomic particle has memory. And Einstein couldn't understand that, because the subatomic particle doesn't have neurons, and therefore doesn't have a memory center. How can it have memory? How can it remember? And then you come back and the subatomic particle is behaving as if it has memory. In Islam, we have the basic answer. The Quran is not a book of physics, but it could offer a basic answer of that, is that material is alive, because they pray, they do tasbih, etc. Now, if you want the direct dealing, it's the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. إن رفقة ما كان في شيء إلا زان ونزع من شيء إلا شان. The rift, or kindness, or if you wish, gentleness is never in something except that is good. And removing gentleness is nothing but a shame, you see. So we're talking about dealing with the earth, dealing with your computer, in Islam, you have to be gentle with everything, because the hadith is saying that, and the Quran is implying that. Now, does it mean that I have to be nice with my cup because the cup has spirit? No, it's not exactly like that. Like it's different, obviously, dealing with something that doesn't have a spirit, what we call a spirit.
Not interrupting. Whatever you do, it's not necessarily for the next thing, but it's a reflection of you.
Yeah. It's your manners. It's your manners. It's not because of utility. What my brother is saying is that utilitarianism is a philosophy, and it is part of Islam. It's not everything in Islam. Like, in the sense, not in everything about utilitarianism. But what I'm saying is, to put a value of utility on everything is not the Islamic way of dealing with things. Because in Islam, the human being is not in the center of the universe. The human being is one of the creations. We are one of the creations. We are not the universe is not created for us. It is made available for us. It is musakhar. But it's not created only for us. We have been around for 30,000 years or 20,000 years. But there were jinn before us. We know that for a fact. There were jinn before us. They lived, I don't know how many millions or thousands of years. And there are many other creatures that we will live and die and never see. In the deep of the ocean and in the height of the sky, we would never see certain things. So these things are not created for a wisdom other than us. It's not us that deep in the sea there are certain fish with certain shapes. Okay? So in the Renaissance, the human is in the center of the universe. And everything is looked at, even in the environment, with the calculation of my benefit. And that's why we're destroying the sea with warfare now, in order to get the fish. We're putting dynamite and then kill the animals. And then, because we see us as the masters, we're fighting with nature, this kind of thing. But in Islam, this is not Islamic. We're not fighting with nature, we are part of nature. You see?
And human beings are only 0.002% of all the species of
exactly. Yes. We are mukallaf. We are in عرضنا أمانة على السماوات والأرض. The amana is the choice of belief or disbelief. We are the only species that has that. Animals and ants and birds and insects, they believe in Allah and they cannot disbelieve. And a lion believes in Allah, and a lion has an ummah, has a community. But the lion doesn't have the choice to wake up in the morning and say, I disbelieve in God. They don't have that choice. They have to believe and they have to pray. They might transgress against each other. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, in the hereafter, Even the animal that has horns, that killed the animal that doesn't have horns, Allah will do justice. But the animal that has horns doesn't have the choice to disbelieve. But we are the only one who carry this aman, the trust of belief, the trust of taklif, which is responsibility over our belief. That is the only. Let me, before we leave, inshallah, for Babel, finish by saying this, that these were examples of assessing and understanding reality in the economic sense, in the environmental sense, in the social sense. In order to understand reality properly, we have to look at the maqasid of humanity, the higher objectives of humanity. What are they? We can count 5, some other scholars could count others, and so forth. Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the highest. So in order to assess humanity, before economics and human rights and whatever, you have to assess their worship of Allah, whether they are believers or not. That is number one assessment of the state of humanity. If all humanity is disbelieving and they live well and they eat well, that doesn't count in Islam as much as they all believe. It doesn't mean that they believe and become poor and whatever, uneducated. That's not the point. But the point is that worshipping Allah, ibadatullah, that is number one criteria of judging the situation of humanity. Number two, saving lives. That is number two criteria. We have to make sure that life is preserved. Human life is not a commodity, and humanity is not, guinea pigs for pharmaceutical companies or politicians or whatever economists. Dignifying humanity, and again, dignifying humanity, and you have here in the slides more detailed as an example of human dignity. You will see here that human dignity is not just a legal concept. This is not a theory of legal rights. This is a theory, a universal theory. Al-Karama, al-Insaniya, is not just Qanun, it's not just law. The Karama al-Insaniya is something that Allah has given to people.